Hey everyone, this is Matt from End Sickness. Today I'm going to be talking about the top supplements that you could use to beat your gut health issues. Okay, first let me say I'm not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. This is for informational and educational purposes only, and this is based on my experiences. So let's get back to it. My story, I had the worst gut situation you can imagine. I had parasites. I had 5, 6 different bacterial infections they found on the stool analysis. I had overgrowth of fungus. I had rashes all over my body. I mean, I had lost 70 pounds. I was on antibiotics for 3 or 4 years, and it was just really wrecked my stomach completely, coupled with the mold that obviously was going on there. So long story short, I had about the worst case gut situation. So how I got through it, I'll tell you the supplements. I'll tell you basically what I did, and I'll tell you also the dietary changes I made. So first, let me speak about the diet, just because that's the most important part. If you want supplements to work, you can't be eating meat 4 times a day or 3 times a day, or eating nuts, seeds, dairy, eggs, gluten, processed food. I mean, you can't be eating all those foods. So I won't go much further into it, but you can't be eating a low fiber, low plant diet. Have to be a higher in plants, higher in fiber, more focused on carbohydrates, not fat and protein. So let me get to the supplements though. So once you get the diet set up, the best supplement that I've found is raw colostrum for the stomach, and I won't spend too much time on that because I've said, create a lot of videos about it. But if you can't find it, go to realmilk.com if you're in the USA, or start to find a local farmer if you're international. And you'll be able to find this stuff, and drinking that stuff 4 days a week, 8 ounces, first thing in the morning. That is really the best way to set your stomach up, because it stimulates IgA, which is your natural immune response to get rid of pathogens that are in there. It also blocks the growth of pathogens, also modulates the immune response, starts to stimulate the healing of the leaky gut. It's really just a game changer. So number 2 supplement, I would say, would be bee propolis. Okay, bee propolis has really been used for hundreds of years in Eastern medicine to be able to help with stomach issues. It's beneficial for really getting the gut bacteria to grow. It's beneficial for wiping out the bad guys that are in there and suppressing their growth. It also has polyphenols and other phytonutrients that help really stimulate the growth of good bacteria. I remember fermenting this stuff, and it literally blew my container completely, a glass container, all over the room. It was so strong how much it stimulated the good bacteria. So bee propolis is number 2. I'd say number 3 is going to be Acacia Senegal. Okay, it's a fiber that is a slow digesting fiber. It does not irritate the gut lining. It's helpful for restoring the gut bacteria. And it actually often, contains beneficial bacteria itself. If you go ahead and put it in water and shake it, you hear the bubbles, you'll see. So that itself is a good prebiotic for the stomach, okay? I would say that the next best thing would be Bifidobacterium. If you can get a good Bifidobacterium supplement and be able to get high doses of that, that'd be excellent for the stomach. That is, my favorite is the Probiota Bifido by Seeking Health. And that used to be really good. They switched up formulations. It's not what it used to be, but if you're really trying to go all out with your gut, that should be the approach, is those supplements. The last thing I would say, excuse me, is Arabinogalactan and inulin. Those are 2 other prebiotics that have been known to modulate the immune response and also feed good bacteria. And at the end of the day, what you're trying to do is grow your Bifidobacterium. That's the most important bacteria strain to grow when you're trying to restore your gut lining. That modulates the immune response. It helps digest carbohydrates. And if you're going to get better, you're going to need to be able to break carbohydrates down, fibers down. That's going to be your way out. You're not going to get better from eating meat twice a day and having a low carbohydrate diet. That's not a long-term path to restoring your gut lining. So those are the best supplements. But I would say the diet is critical. I would also say that if you just can't seem to get the colostrum, you got to do something else. I would go high doses myself with the Bifido and the Propolis, as well as up to 4 a day of the Propolis and up to 6 a day of the Bifido. Doing that, couple it with the prebiotics, removing the irritants out of the diet, and over time the bacterial balance will shift. It's not all about knocking out the pathogens right away and trying to win the war from the beginning. It's about building the opposite of them. So it's about suppressing them and then growing the good bacteria. It's not simply about just killing like everybody thinks it is with this. Last thing I want to say is that if you have chronic gut issues and you just can't seem to be able to get over them, you have to, and we try all these things that on here, okay? then you have to really consider mycotoxins, okay? Sometimes people have mycotoxin sensitivities and they're living in a house that they don't realize has a high level of mycotoxins, and it really wrecks their gut. It makes them unable to get their body to recover, because it really impairs the gut in so many different ways, as I've gone into in other videos. So I just want to cover that, to make sure I cover that in this video. Thanks for watching, everybody. And plenty more videos to come here out in nature. I did this one on my back porch here because it's raining out. Couldn't really go much further, but hope you enjoyed it. And I got more videos to come. Thanks. Join my page.